The fact that there's not a Marvel traditional fighting game on just every console is crazy to me, bro. Literally, most of their fighting games are on mobile or on Switch. Either one of those. But I'm not gonna spend too much time in the intro, because you already know what I'm about to do. So in today's video, we're gonna make a hypothetical Marvel fighting game that's made by NetherRealm of all people. Now, the reason I chose NetherRealm for this project instead of someone like Capcom is just because it's been leaked many times in like the past. And plus, did y'all see Injustice, bro? Like, don't y'all think NetherRealm could do the same thing with a Marvel game? But yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, let's get into the video. Roll the intro. So I split this roster into two categories. One category with all the MCU characters or all the characters who got popular from the MCU, with the other half being comic book characters who hasn't appeared in the MCU yet. Just so we don't get a repeat of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which if you couldn't already tell, they wanted the Marvel cast to be focused on the MCU, which means they left off the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Doctor Doom, Magneto, all of them. But for this game, every Marvel character ever is on the table, so we're not gonna worry about it. But anyways, with that being said, let's get into the MCU cast. I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for... So the MCU characters are the 6 Avengers, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, the Guardians, Daredevil, Ms. Marvel, Loki, Ultron, and Thanos. Alright, so now that all the MCU picks are out of the way, now let's get into the actual comic picks. I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride. Alright, so the first no-dub pick is the X-Men. Bruh, you know if Marvel's gonna have a fighting game, especially by NetherRealm, you know the X-Men is finna be in there, bruh. But the members I chose were Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, not Phoenix, Jean Grey, Storm, Gambit, Deadpool since he technically counts as an X-Men member, and Magneto. Now speaking of families in the Marvel Universe, next up, for another obvious pick, we got the first Marvel family, the Fantastic Four. But just Reed, Susan, and Johnny. And I can see Thing being a premier skin for Hulk. And that's just because he wouldn't play too different from the Hulk, other than just voice lines and obviously appearance. But he wouldn't play so different from the Hulk, so just make him a premier skin for the Hulk. And also throw in Silver Surfer and Doom. And next up, we got two characters that were in the MCU, but got done dirty by the MCU. And that's Black Bolt and Taskmaster. Now, Black Bolt is not out of the range of possibilities again in this game, because there have already been two characters in the NetherRealm games that use screaming abilities. And honestly, this is one of the only times I'm gonna say that a Marvel character is better than a DC character, because y'all don't know already, I prefer DC over Marvel, but that's another topic for another day. But for those who don't read comics and don't know about this dude is capable of destroying planets with his screams and knocking out people like Thanos and the Hulk. Well, actually, if he were to get added into a Marvel game, he'll probably be one of the coolest characters in the game. And for Taskmaster, who got done dirty in the MCU, bro, needs a redemption just because he's one of Marvel's coolest villains, but got disrespected in the MCU. Like, what? And also, if you don't know about him, he basically knows how to mimic people's like techniques and fighting skills just by fighting them. So yeah, he definitely belongs in the fighting game. Now, as for Spider-Man villains, I went with Green Goblin and Venom. And the last pick on the roster, which is honestly a favorite of mine, so this is pretty much just a favorite pick, but Nova. Which it was between him or Drax to get into the roster. Now look, I love Drax, bro, but Nova would just be way better than him, gameplay-wise, obviously. And plus, in almost every fighting game, like literally almost every fighting game Marvel has had, Nova has showed up in it. So yeah, Nova has to be on the roster. And with that all done, here's the base roster for the Marvel fighting game. Which I like how it turned out, because it's a balance between MCU characters and non-MCU characters. Not like, you know. And yes, there will be premier skins. Like example 1, Spider-Man 2099, which is a pretty popular Spider-Man. But I'm pretty sure people would drop cash to buy them. You know, stuff like that. You know, your Gwenpool for Deadpool, U.S. Agent for Captain America, Killmonger for Black Panther, stuff like that. And it's just adding more characters to the roster without taking up any slots in the roster. But anyways, with that out of the way, let's get into some of the DLC picks, which the way I did this was I went with one MCU character, one comic book character, and one guest character, since NetherRealm loves putting guest characters in their games. And since this is the DLC, Once again, I can pick whoever I want, so let's get into it. And there'll be 4 DLC packs like in the Injustice video, so yeah. But for the first DLC pack, I went with Vision, Miles, and since NetherRealm love their guest characters once again, I went with Johnny Cage as the Mortal Kombat rep. Which, if you look at Injustice 1, which has Scorpion, if you look at Injustice 2, which has Sub-Zero and Raiden, and if Injustice 3 got announced, like, eventually in the future, most likely, the rep for that game will be Liu Kang. And Johnny Cage is having to be the most popular Mortal Kombat character who hasn't appeared in a game outside of Mortal Kombat. And he's honestly up there with the most iconic characters in Mortal Kombat. Obviously not more popular than a Sub-Zero or a Scorpion, but he's up there. And imagine his interactions with characters like Star-Lord and Hawkeye. So yeah, Johnny Cage. And for pack 2, I went with Falcon, Sentry, and the second guest character, which was originally supposed to be a DC character, but I went with any comic book character since NetherRealm loves those type of characters. Judge Dredd. For the third pack, I went with Bucky Barnes, Rogue from the X-Men, and for the third guest character, Ryu from Street Fighter. Which I'm pretty sure Capcom wouldn't mind if it was thrown into a Marvel game. I mean, most of their games happen with Marvel characters, so it's only right if Ryu paid a visit to the Marvel universe and started fighting more of Marvel's characters. I mean, bro literally shows up in almost every fighting game there is, so I'm pretty sure Ryu gotta show up in this Marvel game, bro. And for the fourth and final DLC pack, I went out with a bang. I went with Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, and for the final DLC character, which is so unlikely, but I want to see it anyways, Darth Vader. Bro, if NetherRealm can convince Disney just one time, bro, that Marvel fighting game will literally be one of the best fighting games ever, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, imagine how much hype and attention Darth Vader would bring to the game. Like, it would just bring crazy amounts of attention to the game, bro. Just think about that right now. Chad, that is the Marvel platform fighter. Well, not platform fighter, fighting game. Anyway, if I have any mechanic ideas or story ideas, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. Yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.